Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make an ice cream parlor for all of your city building needs. Pretty cool, right? Haha, cause ice cream is cool. Temperature wise. Anyway, bad awful jokes aside, if you enjoy this tutorial, please do consider subscribing to the channel and clicking the little bell next to the subscription button. That'll make sure that you keep up to date with all of these awesome builds that I'm building for you guys. You guys have been supporting the city tutorial builds so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for all the love and support that these have all been getting. I love you all very much, and I love building these as well, so keep those suggestions flowing. I love fulfilling the suggestions, and I hope that you guys do too. And by the way, I will show you how to make the inside of the build as well, although that's a little bit of a secret. Shh. I will be showing you that at the end of the tutorial, however. So, without any further ado, let's get started. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, before we begin building, I should let you know that, as always, this tutorial is split into two parts. The first half of this tutorial will require all of these materials that you can see on the screen right now. Now, we are going to need absolutely every single one of those and the amounts of those materials too, but that will only make us the outside of our ice cream parlor. However, we don't stop there. Later on, once we have finished with those, we will be using all of these materials that you can now see on the screen right now. Those are to make the inside of your ice cream parlor. You don't have to grab those now, I will be showing you them again later, but I know that some of you guys like to be prepared, and I do too, so make sure that you have access to all of them, but you don't need them right now. The amount of space required to make your ice cream parlor is a 16 by 15 block area on the ground. You may feel as though that you need a little less space or more space depending upon the setting that you're building this, but this will cover you for everything that I have shown you at the start of this tutorial. And that's it. Please pause the video if you have to. Gather those materials, make sure that you have enough room to make it, even make the grid if you like, it will help you out, and once you're ready, we can begin. So, step 1, ice cream friends, we want to come all the way to the front left-hand corner of the grid. We then want to count backwards 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then right by 1. And this is the starting position. So, if you have built the grid, we are both building in the exact same place, and I think that's pretty cool. Like ice cream. Okay, well, the first thing that we're going to do is place 3 birchwood planks on top of this block. 1, 2, 3. Place a block of quartz on top, and place 13 going right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Connect that down to the ground using birchwood planks. Place birchwood planks in front of that row of birchwood planks. I then want you to place 2 rows left of this, so leave a gap of 2 in the ground, leaving a gap of 2, place 1, 2, 3 birchwood planks coming up from the ground in the same horizontal position, and additionally place birchwood planks behind that row as well. And this is where the entrance is going to be. As a matter of fact, you can even place some white stained glass block, specifically block, here in between the back pair of birchwoods. And you can even destroy the space in between and place some smooth stone, as later on we're going to be placing a door there, or a double door actually. Now that we've done that, I want you to come towards the side of the build. And I want you to take the quartz blocks that we have at the side of the build and extend backwards by 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We are then going to extend across the back of the build and connect all the way to the front, like this. The sides of the build, I want you to connect the quartz blocks on the left and right sides down to the ground. So you'll simply need to place 3 rows of birch to connect them down. You do have options to add additional windows to the sides of the build later, and we can discuss that once we tackle the inside, but you might be able to see why I have chose to leave them plain. My favourite flavour of ice cream, plain, said Ned Flanders. Not me, mine's chocolate. But anyway, once you've filled both sides in with birchwood planks, on the back of the build, starting from the right side, I want you to place, starting from the bottom here, I want you to place 2 birch planks, 1, 2, and I want you to place glass on top of it, like this. And then we're going to place a row of birchwood planks left of this to create a window. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to place 2 birchwood planks going left of the bottom with 2 rows of glass on top, and these will create windows. Seal up the area using birchwood planks, and then do the same thing one more time. We've got a set of 3 windows. So 2 birchwood planks, fill the area in with glass, and then you can actually just fill this entire back area in with birchwood planks as well. So like that. And that's perfect. That looks very simple now, but it's actually going to get a bit more complicated later. So now that we have done that on the back, we can flip over to the front. And you see, the cool thing about the front is that we have the same windows on the front as we do the back. Kind of. So start from the bottom on the front of the build here, this birchwood plank block, and go right by 3 using birch planks. 1, 2, 3. Then place 2 upside down quartz stairs going right, and then place birchwood planks until you hit the right side of the build. I want you to place birchwood planks coming up left and right of the 2 upside down stairs like this, and place an additional vertical row of birchwood planks here on the right, and you'll be able to see that we actually have the windows in the same place as we do on the back. We're going to fill the left and right windows in using white stained glass pane. However, this middle window is going to be kind of like instead of going into the shop and looking at all the flavors, if you know what you want, then you can come straight to this window, if you so choose. So now that we have done this, the next thing that we kind of have to do is start thinking about the roof a little bit. And the way that we're going to do this is placing in front of the quartz block area at the front of the build, going from left to right in front of the quartz block, I want you to place alternating white wool, blue wool, white, blue, white, blue. You guys get the idea. It'll be every single other block. It's actually easier for me to place all of one and then all of the other, like that. And the way that the roof is actually going to work is that we are going to then place a row of the same on top of the block of quartz. So now that we've placed it in front, we're going to place the exact same pattern on top of the block of quartz. But that's not quite where it is going to end, you see. So once you have done that, we are going to extend the sides backwards. So we're going to take the sides backwards and extend them 1 row down like this. So very sort of similar to what we have in the front. Extend down and backwards, and this is only applicable to the very left and right side like this. We then want to join the left and right side together at the back in front of the row of block of quartz like this. We also want to join them together on top of the block of quartz as well, so not only hanging off the side, but also we want to have it sit on top as well. And then the last thing that we're going to do is we're going to fill the empty space above with the pattern, meaning 1 row higher, coming front to back, I want you to place the rows of white and blue wool moving backwards. That's all there is to it. So the roof is raised a little bit higher this way. We're not wasting materials because we're not building layers and layers and layers. We're putting like a little bit of a top and we're building the foundation rather than just extending things back and then adding loads and loads of layers of stuff. And you'll end up with a pretty okay roof. Now, the one thing that we need to make this a little bit better, well, 2 things actually. On the left and right side, you'll notice that you have exposed quartz block. I want you to fill the quartz block in with a different color. So, you see how this is surrounded by white wool? Place a row of blue on the side like that to keep with continuity, like so. And do the same thing on the opposite side. So on the opposite side, you'll see it's blue here. So add a layer of white wool, like that. Then you see from the sides it looks alright, and from the top it looks alright, and everywhere else it looks alright. So that's not too bad. And now that you've done that, we now have to lay a little bit of foundation. So the way that we're going to do this is we are going to fill around the ice cream parlor in with a different material. So depending upon where you are building your ice cream parlor, like literally in your own world where you're building, you're probably not going to want to have the existing floor material that is there. I've obviously got to deal with grass. So I'm using smooth stone here to rip up all of the grass and replace it with smooth stone. And I'm going to do this all the way around inside of the grid, which is why the grid's a little bit important. But if you didn't build the grid, just simply dig 1, 2, 3, 4 rows in front of your ice cream parlor, and then 1 additional row literally just going all the way around the outside. And that's all you really have to do. So if you don't want to use smooth stone, feel free to use a different material. I use it a lot because I quite like it. There's something about the smooth stone that I quite enjoy, but there you go. I'm also going to add a little bit of hedging around the build, and all that means is 1 row in front of the build on the left and right side, I'm going to place an oak leaf, and I'm going to extend it and wrap it around. That's all I'm going to do, because I just wanted to add a little bit of a colour to the build as well. That's pretty good. That's not too bad, right? We're doing quite well here. Well, what else can we do with the materials we have? So we've got quartz stairs, and outside the ice cream parlour I have placed chairs. The chairs are quartz stairs coming out from the end of the windows on both sides. You then want to leave a gap of 1 and have an opposite quartz stair on both sides like this. We are going to use these sorts of materials now to add a bit more detail to the build. So why don't we so for instance, the window, we're going to need some oak trapdoors for this. We're going to need item frames and sea lanterns. We need signs. We need snowballs. We need some more stuff. We need oak fence, and we need some like birch trapdoors, maybe even the leaves again, maybe even a bit of pink carpet. So this window here, this is like a convenience window, and I want there to be an option to have the window sealed up. So if you place trapdoors, oak trapdoors at the top and the bottom, you can choose as to whether or not the window is open or closed. That is closed, obviously. If you like, you can hang a lantern next to this because it kind of looks nice, right? I kind of like how that looks. And I'm going to place a sign below the lantern. It's going to say something like, you know, it's going to have prices on it. So something like 1 scoop would be, I don't know, like what would 1 scoop be? And shall we do pounds? We'll do pounds. It's a bit expensive, I guess. 1 scoop. 1 scoop, £1. You know, like 2 scoop. Whoops. Need a space in there. 2 scoop. You'd probably put scoop, sir, but hey, we don't have that much time. 2 scoops, and then, you know, 3 scoops. Obviously, depending on how much time you want to spend on this, you might want to skip this part, but it does just add a cool little bit of... It just adds a nice little bit of immersion. So there you go, like 1 scoop, £1, £2, £3. There's no discounts for the amount of scoops that you get, just in case you're wondering. So what you can do as well is add a couple of signs to the next side of the window, and in these you could place either snowballs, which, I mean, I get, you know, ice cream, whatever, or you could use different colours of materials, like you could use, let's just destroy these, like yellow concrete and pink concrete, and that kind of just, I mean, you could even, like, advertise it a little bit more, like, all over the place. So, a few different ice cream flavours, like, brown would obviously be chocolate, and we've got strawberry, and, like, what other flavour? Green? Sure, why not? So, you know, you could advertise a couple more ice cream flavours just on the front of the build. But what else can you do? If you like, you can also add stuff like potted plants and stuff to the area, and that is why we actually have the leaves. So if you want to take a white glazed terracotta, which goes very well with the colour scheme, you can place one here in the corner with an oak leaf just to the right of it. You can place some birch trapdoors on the sides of your seats if you like, because that makes them look a little bit fancier. You'd also place them on the back also. Maybe you don't place them on the back. Nah, that looks fine actually, without that. That looks alright. We place some tables. Tables are easy. That's basically just an oak fence in between with... I like the pink carpet because pink and ice cream kind of go together for me. I love strawberry ice cream as well, so it kind of all goes together. And the reason that we actually grabbed all of the carpets in the first place is because I kind of want a little ice cream, like, put onto the ground. So that requires pink carpet, yellow carpet, and white carpet. And basically, if we start from in front of the window here, and you place, and you don't have to alternate the colours, but let's just choose white to start with, right? We're going to place 2 white carpet in front, and extend it 2 rows towards us. Extend this coming forwards 2 rows using yellow carpet. And then extend out the second and third row of white to make it look like an ice cream. And I kind of like that because it adds a bit of colour and stuff. And you can alternate the white ice cream with pink as well. So it kind of looks nice. Like it just looks like a nice peaceful sort of area to have a bit of ice cream if you like. Well, what else can we do out front here? There's a couple more things. I want to put a door on the place right now because it's driving me a little bit crazy. I don't know why. I like the idea of the door being there. That's looking pretty good. I also want to add a canopy hanging over our ice cream parlor. That requires string, some white carpet, some light blue carpet, and some oak fence as well. So the canopy is very, very simple. I want to have hanging over all of these walls here, I want to have string underneath the entire front of the ice cream parlor, and that will allow us to have alternating white and blue carpet just hanging over. So it's really just a nice little, it just adds an extra little bit of detail. It makes it a little bit cozier out in front here, but that's just my opinion. I'm also going to add some oak fence on the left and right side here where the entrance is. And we're going to line it up with the chair that we have just on the left here. And we're going to place carpet just extending one row outwards as well. So an additional little bit of canopy, and it just kind of separates the entrance from the rest of the area too. Now, the last thing that really separates this from everywhere else, that lets everybody know that it's an ice cream parlor, is the cones that we're going to have on the top of the building. We need oak wood stairs, pink concrete, yellow concrete, and some brown concrete for this. And we're going to place these. These are basically where we have the windows, 1 window, 2 window, 3 window. We want to have upside down oak wood stairs correlating with where the windows are, as you can see. And we're going to have the upside down oak wood stairs where we have the windows, like that, so you can see, like that. Perfect, almost little arrows at the moment. And I'm going to have kind of like a Neapolitan theme here. So you got chocolate, you got vanilla, and you got strawberry. And I'm going to place 2 rows of each flavour on top. I actually don't know the order of Neapolitan, but it doesn't really matter. And we're going to have those on top. And then that really just shows you that this is where you buy the ice cream. And I'm just going to extend these backwards as well. So I'm going to extend the 1 row backwards, and that just makes it a little bit more 3D. And it makes it look a little bit better. Doesn't that look a bit better? I hope it does. Now that, ladies and gentlemen, is a very cozy ice cream parlor. I would definitely not mind spending a little bit of time here. But the thing that I'm going to do next is I'm just going to come inside the ice cream parlor whilst we have the material. And I'm just going to lay a little bit of foundation work. So on the inside here, I'm going to dig all of this out, all of the grass, before we start adding details and stuff, because we need a couple more materials, and we need some different materials and stuff, because I've actually capped out the max amount of materials that I can carry. And I want to do this now because we've got some of the materials that we need already. And I'm going to replace the floor. I'm just going to replace the floor with birchwood planks, And I'm also going to add a little bit of counter space. And then we're going to move on to the next half of this tutorial, which is going to, of course, be the interior tutorial. So we're just replacing the floor for now. And on this back wall here, so this is the front left-hand corner of the ice cream store, we're going to place 1, 2, 3, 4 birch wood planks in that position. And that's it. So that's all you want to do in here for now. We don't have all of the other things, well, not all of the other things that we need to make this really, really awesome yet. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is the outside of our ice cream shop complete. Let us now move on to the inside of the ice cream shop. So we're going to dump all of these materials, going to get rid of all of these, and we're going to grab all of these materials that you can see on the screen right now. So please do make sure that you are able to get every single one of those. Make sure that you are ready, grab them all, and then once you do have them all, we can move on to the inside. Let's do it. I need to grab them for myself, so. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I have just finished grabbing absolutely every single one of those materials for myself. Please do make sure that you do have access to all of them as well. Pause the video if you have to, grab them all, and then once you're ready, we can get started. So, the first thing that we're going to do is, of course, head inside of our ice cream parlor. The first thing that we're going to have to do whilst we're in here is install some lighting. So, you can do this in one of two ways. You can either place some quartz slabs coming across the upper half of the quartz block layer that you have going all the way around the outside of your ice cream parlor, or perhaps you can just have like a solid quartz block ceiling. I always like to use a half roof if I can, just to make it feel a little bit more light and bright, but you do whatever you like, of course. So now that we've done this, I want to add some ceiling lights inside of the build, and I'm going to add these in 2 places. Okay, so next to the windows, here and here, I'm going to leave a gap of 1, and I just want to knock 2 rows into the ceiling like this. So next to this window, next to that window. I want to do the same thing on the back of the build as well, here and here, and then you can even add more in between if you like. And if you wanted to go mental with lighting, you can actually place another strip coming up like that, depending on how much you like. And I'm just going to place glowstone in the ceiling like this. And just for continuity's sake, I'm using a little bit of oak trap doors to dampen it a little bit as well. So I just got one more row. I just kind of like that a little bit. It looks all right like that. I quite like it. Also, we're going to make the countertop. We need a block of iron for this, and we're going to build it right next to the birchwood planks that we placed earlier. And we have to place 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 block of irons coming out from this wall. Across by 2, 1, 2, place an oak trap door, and then another block of iron, and this is going to be all of the counter space, like this. Perfect. Now, the next thing that we are going to do is add a cash register, which is going to be the quartz stairs here, just on top of this block of iron. We're going to add white stained glass pane on top of all of these blocks of iron like this, and this is just going to stop people from like touching the ice cream and breathing on it and all of that horrible stuff that I don't want people doing to my ice cream. And I'm even going to refloor inside of the counter space. I'm going to rip up all of this birch here, just going to refloor it like this with iron blocks. There we go, just to separate it a little bit. It adds a little layer of separation. Now that we've done that, in this corner, the opposite corner to the counter really, I want to have a bit of a seating area, and it's a very small seating area, but we have a pink concrete in the corner, extended both ways 2 blocks, and then quartz stairs in the middle, with an oak fence in the middle of that, with a pink carpet on top of that, which is just fine. I like that quite a bit. We're going to add a couple of potted plants now because they take up a bit of ground space. And this is going to need white glazed terracotta and oak leaves. There's going to be one on this side of the seating area with an oak leaf on top, and one on the opposite wall coming towards the front of the build. Additionally, in this back corner here, there's also going to be another potted plant, so there's 3 of them in those positions. I'm going to dump the oak fence and grab, white carpet, not pressure plates. And there are 2 places that I want to add a little bit of carpet. So the first area that I want to add carpet is around the counter. So white carpet followed by pink carpet, simply looping around all the way around all of the counter like that. Kind of shows people that's where you would get the ice cream. Additionally, I want to have a little bit of carpet around here in this relaxing area. So in between the 2 potted plants, we're going to have white carpet, pink carpet. And then we're going to have this area filled in with the same pattern, like this. And that looks great. That looks nice. Underneath the table, if you like, you can place like a quartz block or something, like that, just to make it like separate, or just make it kind of like fill in a little bit with all of the rest of the pinks and the whites and stuff. So now that we've done that, I also, by the way, this small detail, I want a painting, a 2x2 painting in between the seating space and the door. And I quite like the cake one for this. At least I think it's a cake. That's not even a painting. Oh, I don't have paintings on me. It'll be in the item list regardless, but I kind of forgot. I've got a lot of materials on me. So there's going to be a painting. No, not that one. That one. I don't know actually what this is, but it kind of reminds me of birthday cake. Like somebody like lighting the candles on a cake, so that's why I'm keeping it. I don't know what it actually is supposed to be, but that's the vibe I get from it. Along this seating area as well, I'm going to make it a bit homier using some daisies, lanterns, and some flower pots. I'm going to set a lantern here and a flower pot here, just to kind of like keep it a little bit nice and bright. I really like how that looks. It's very, very cozy, this little corner. Well, that just leaves the area around here, really. So, along the counter, we're going to want to have ice cream machines, or an ice cream machine. This is a small shop. So, chests, hopper, lever, flower pots, and we're going to use a little bit of item frames as well. And even a pressure plate too, I think. Where are we? There we go. So along this wall, I want to just have a chest on both sides. I mean, you could even have the chests on the floor and you could save a bit of counter space, really. And the idea is that I just wanted a couple of ice cream machines, and I'm just changing this a little bit, but like a couple of ice cream machines just like on the wall here with like levers, and then flower pots here, just kind of like, you know, this would act as an ice cream machine. And then I was going to place pressure plates next to it. So I guess I'd rather have that than what I was planning on doing, which was just going to be, it was going to just be like some item frames on the wall. So we actually don't need these at all, unless we place them around the place, which I think we might. So a material that we also don't have on me, because I'm very, very forgetful, is cauldrons. Now the cauldrons are going to be used like this. I want to place them around the inside of the counter space like this, and maybe even, no, not here. I don't want one there. And it's just going to kind of be like, you know, where you can see all the flavors and stuff. That's all this is. So I'm just going to grab a load of carpets, and on top of the cauldrons, I'm going to place some colorful carpets. And, you know, feel free to place different colors and stuff, but those are just ice cream flavors. You could even label them as well if you liked. You're more than welcome to add even more like chests and detail back here as well if you like, but I think that it's actually quite crowded back here already. And ladies and gentlemen, that's pretty much most of the detail that I had planned, but if you did want to add more things on the wall, maybe more signs and stuff, then you could add some more item frames about the place. I mean, there's not too many places that you could add them, but you could add more item frames and stuff to show some flavors if you liked. Because, I mean, it does make it look a little bit better, but ladies and gentlemen, that's actually the entire ice cream parlor complete. That's the entire inside done. We've done the outside. That's everything. Well done for getting this far. We've completed the parlor. So just before we close this video out, ladies and gentlemen, here is the ice cream parlor 100% fully completed. This is a good opportunity for you to take a look at yours, compare it to mine, and make sure that we have both got the exact same parlor on our screens. Maybe you've chosen a few different flavors and stuff for your item frames, but that's alright. But as long as it is all structurally the same, everything should be fine. And now that we have actually completed the parlor, it only feels right that we should open this little takeaway window right here. Perfect, we're open for business. And on the inside as well, of course, we want to take a quick look, make sure that everything is perfectly polished in here. And this is all of the detail that should be added. I don't think there's even room for any more. I think that we've pretty much nailed it in here. It's nice and cozy. You can buy your ice cream, you can sit down, you can go outside, you can stay in. It doesn't matter. You've got so many options. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. I do hope that you guys have managed to make this tutorial. If you have, please do remember to hit that like button, as it really helps me and the channel out very, very, very much. If you're new around here, please consider subscribing as well and click the little bell next to the subscription button. That'll ensure that you get all my stuff sent directly to your sub box. Which also leads me to say, if you have a suggestion, please leave a comment. If you have a suggestion, leave a comment. I'd love to see what you guys want to see next. Like you guys wanted to see an ice cream parlor, and here we are. And not only that, I probably will also do like an ice cream truck and maybe even a simple ice cream stand as well, but we'll have to see how well this video does for you guys. If you want to check out any more of my city related builds, then please go to the card system, the description below, and even the top of the comment section. You'll be able to find the City Builds tutorial playlist, and that will show you how to make all of these fantastic city related builds. We have so many of them right now, I'm even considering building on the other side too. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's in the card system, description below, and at the top of the comment section. We have so many, I'm sure that you recognize at least some of these. I have had such a blast at designing and making a tutorial in this build for you. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Thank you so much for all of the love that these city related builds have been getting on the channel. I appreciate and love all of you very, very much. I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.